The station where our veterans' voices are heard. MBR Talk.
Hey, thanks for tuning in. Welcome, Quack.
Program are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of any entities they represent.
The web at mbradio.net.
Welcome to Beyond the Headlines with hosts MJ, H Train, and Terri. Each week we put today's news into perspective. Join us on Facebook, X, YouTube, Roku, and Amazon Fire TV, or anywhere you get your podcast. MBR, giving veterans a voice.
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. Unfortunately, we don't have a full man crew, so we got H over here screwing up the sound once again. Welcome, everybody. You're listening to Beyond the Headlines right here on the station that's letting our veterans' voices be heard. You're listening to MBR, and we're just gonna jump right into it because
Why not?
Pacer's got some great updates, some great announcements, including I thought we was going to play the big theater trailer before we went on air, but
No, we want to announce it first and then play it.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
So, do you want to intro it, or do you want me to?
Oh, you know what? I can intro
Okay.
it. Ladies and gentlemen, with partners of Sony Picture Classics and MBR, we're partnering together for a movie that comes out November 7th. It is none other, and see, I don't even have, do we even have it here?
Yes.
Oh, there it is. We, November 7th. You think you knew history? Well, guess again. This is a Russell Crowe, and I forget the other two names. One of the actors, Michael Shannon. This is a full crew, and we get the opportunity, we get the privilege to show Nuremberg 2025.
Justice Jackson, they captured Herman Goring alive.
Tell me about him.
He's the face of the Nazis. I'm going to put Goering on trial.
Ever escapes the hangman's noose. Very sure of yourself.
No man has ever beaten me.
Goering has to fall.
You don't just have to win, you have to be flawless.
You're walking into a trap.
Knowing what we know now, would you still follow Adolf Hitler?
Nuremberg, rated PG-13, opens November 7th, only in theaters.
Wow.
Can you dig it? Can you feel the vibe, ladies and gentlemen? Hey, we're all excited for this. In fact, there's another trailer that's coming out in about 2 weeks that we'll play, and we're going to have a contest. We're going to say, what did Russell Crowe say? Because you can't really tell what he said, but like it's an intensified. I was watching this whole movie. I guarantee you, he's going to get an Academy Award for it. I mean, it's that kind of a movie, It's that kind of a movie that you need an encyclopedia to watch it, because I guarantee you I'm not going to comprehend anything, but it just really looks good. I'm excited. Everybody's excited, and everybody's pretty stoked just because we get the chance to do something that not a lot of us get to do. It's a bucket list, We get to promote a real life Hollywood movie. That's amazing.
It is amazing. It is amazing that they allowed us to play the video. They didn't allow very many people to play the video when it comes to radio, and we are one of them. And so we get to play the trailer where others did not. So we feel pretty, pretty privileged in order to get the opportunity to do that and, give our veteran community the first look.
Exactly. Big deal, ladies and gentlemen. Big deal. And, a lot of you are probably wondering, you're like, where's MJ? Well, MJ, she's sitting out for a couple while. She's getting a new spine hooked up,
And she's in the chat.
Bad joke. Anyways, we miss you, MJ. It's just not the same without you. But yeah, I'm really excited. The biggest part of this was like the learning experience. Like, I learned how to draw up a 7-page proposal, for a thing that we're probably only going to run for like 7 or 8 days, but still, it was a learning experience. And here at Military Broadcast Radio, it's incredible, and it's a blessing for a veteran to be able to get that chance, to get that opportunity to learn how to do this. You can go to school and be taught, but learning how to do it and working it. And I have a lot of vet friends on TikTok saying, hey, you guys have an amazing platform. One thing your platform is doing, like, nobody heard about the Richard Starr Act until a couple of weeks ago, and now everybody knows what the Richard Starr Act is. And I guarantee you that Richard Starr Act, it's going to be passed before Veterans Day. In fact, I guarantee you it will be passed on Veterans Day, because you know how politicians are. They want the parade. They want the hoopla. Look at what we did. Look at what we did. Yeah, okay, jackasses. I'm not telling you. I really believe that they're going to pass it right on Veterans Day, because it seems like we don't get anything taken care of as veterans unless it's a veteran holiday. Have you noticed that?
Well, I mean, if they want to make an impression, they choose that to make it around something that's significant. So Veterans Day is significant, and it's right around the corner, so that makes sense.
Yeah, and it's just ridiculous. It just shows you that, and I've lived through it like 3 times, everybody. I've lived through it 3 times where I was waiting on like legislation, something coming through, and then they're like, oh, it's Veterans Day. Okay, we're going to announce it and blah, 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 and it's like, really? You made I'm sitting here like crying and stuff because, I can't get stuff, fixed, money's not going here, or, bills aren't being paid, but we're going to wait till veteran holidays so that it makes you politicians look good. It just aggravates me. But without me going off a tangent or off the rails like I always do, Tracer, what do you have for us in the news? I heard there was a shooting.
I'm not sure about the shooting. I didn't have anything about that. But last week we talked about the theft at the Louvre. Well, they have caught 2 people that were that they suspect of doing that theft, but they said whether they found the jewels or not. But they did find one of them going to Algeria and the other one going to Mali. But DNA evidence at the scene kind of ties them back to the Louvre, and so they're going to stay kind of tight-lipped about everything else until the 96-hour rule is in effect for them, and then they will proceed with the case. So I thought that was really interesting. That was pretty quick, because it was just last Monday that we talked about it, and this Monday they've already put somebody in custody. So that's good.
Well, they've been really good about that. They really have been. I mean, I think the only person they didn't have good is when that what was her Brandy, gosh, I forget, the woman that was in Florida, her boyfriend, accusation her boyfriend killed her, Patino or something like that. Like the dog, the bounty hunter came out and he was gonna like search for her and stuff, and they never found her. And I mean, it was just it was crazy. It was something that could have been prevented, and like they couldn't find him. And here lately, that's what's been happening, is so many options, so many places to hide, and it takes a loved one or a family person to turn them in. Hell, even when that CEO from United Healthcare, when he got shot, when he got assassinated. Look at how long it took them to find Luigi. And they finally found Luigi because I guess his mom or dad or whatever turned him in or something like that, you know?
Yeah.
Just goes to show that no matter how good friends you are, money always trumps it. Just keep that in mind. Might not trump it for you, but it always trumps it for somebody else. Honor amongst thieves, right? Honor amongst thieves.
And they did catch the boyfriend that killed the girl in Florida. He was dead. They found him dead.
Right.
They found his remains. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I wouldn't consider that catching though. I mean, they, you know.
Well, I mean, yeah, they didn't catch him before he killed himself,
Right.
but or unalived himself, so we don't get canceled. But
Oh,
yeah,
you gotta be watched to get canceled. Anyway,
this is true. This is true. You got to have viewers in order for that to happen.
So, what's in the news? What did you want to talk about?
Well, so I was curious about that Navy helicopter and the fighter jet that crashed
Okay.
in the Sea of China, and that they crashed off the same vessel, the USS Nimitz, I think. And that vessel was coming back to the West Coast to be decommissioned too. So it was interesting that two separate, aircraft went off
Yeah,
the
no,
deck and then
I
crashed.
know exactly which one you're talking about because recently today, one of our hosts, Eva, she shed some light on this. And what I'll do real quick is I'm gonna go through our little forum thing, see if I can find that, and then we can share that, and then we can kind of read to everybody what the hell we're talking about. But while I'm searching for that and bringing that up, Tracer has some words that she wants to say about a fundraiser that we're doing. Because, I mean, Reefs Across America, that's almost done. That's almost finished. That's almost done. You know, we're still trying to get reefs. So if you want to help us out, if you want to honor a veteran, $17. Send us a picture, send us his name, and don't worry about it. We will handle the rest. We will find out where he's buried. We will find out who is in that location. We will get a picture, a salute, all that stuff. All you have to do is buy it from us. $17. We'll hook you up. But until then, keep going to that site. Help us, everybody, honor a veteran. You know, the saddest thing about it in real life is a man never gets flowers until he's at his funeral. And the reason why I bring that up is because it's kind of the same thing. You know, some of these veterans don't have family, and we need to remember that. You know, we need to remember that. You know, I tell you, if I didn't have my wife, I told my wife that my last remains would be, all right, cremate me and flush me down the toilet. You know, that way, you know, people don't have to worry about like coming visiting me and stuff like that, because sooner or later, you're kind of alone. You're kind of alone. So, all right, with this Fox story, I'm bringing this up, and it says, I can go ahead and read it. And until it sounds like I'm annoying, tell me, Trace. But a U.S. Navy Sea Hawk helicopter, FA-18F Super Hornet fighter jet goes down in a separate South China Sea incident. Today, two U.S. Navy aircrafts from the USS Nimitz, a Seahawk helicopter, and FA-18 Super Hornet fighter jet. And let me tell you, I mispronounced stuff, okay? I had to go to the hospital, and I guess it's called UVA. I even told Tracer. I've been calling it a ukulele for the last 3 weeks. All right?
It's a uvula.
Crashed during separate routine operations over the South China Sea on Sunday, with all 5 crew members rescued in stable condition as the Navy investigates both incidents. The U.S. Pacific Fleet, the Navy's largest operational command, said in a post on X that around 2:54 p.m. local time on MH-60R Seahawk helicopter assigned to the Battle Cats of Helicopter Maritime Strike Squadron 73. And I don't know about y'all, but I was Army. I'm reading all this, and I see a bunch of damn words. I don't understand any of this. Squadron 73 crashed in South China Sea while conducting routine operations from aircraft carrier USS Nimitz. CVN 68. Again, no clue what that is. Search and rescue teams from Carrier Strike Group 11, not the same thing as Group 7 off of TikTok, operating along the Nimitz, quickly launched recovery efforts and safely pulled all 3 helicopter crew members from the water. Officials said that the personnel were returned to the carrier for medical evaluation and were later confirmed to be in stable condition. And then roughly 30 minutes after the helicopter incident, an FA-18F Super Hornet, no clue what it is. I'm sure there's
a jet.
Okay, so it's a jet.
It's a jet.
Know it all. Okay, from the Nimitz assigned to the Fighting Red Rocks of Strike Fighter Squadron 22 also went down in South China Sea during the flight operations. Search and rescue teams again responded swiftly, recovering the jet's crew members who had successfully ejected before the aircraft hit the water. Both aviators were transported back to the Nimitz and reported to be in stable condition. The U.S. Pacific Fleet said in a statement that all 5 service members involved in the crashes are safe and accounted for. And the cause of both incidents remain under investigation. How convenient. And the Navy has not released additional details about the weather conditions, possible mechanic issues, or nature of the training missions being conducted at the time of the crashes. While investigators work to determine the 2 mishaps, operations aboard the USS Nimitz have continued as the carrier remains deployed in the Indo-Pacific region.
That's crazy, though. 2 off the same ship within 30 minutes. Something was going on, either weather-wise or maybe with the way they were taking off the deck. Maybe there wasn't enough deck runway or something. I don't know. Helicopter don't need runway. They just need to lift off. But it has to be wind or something. I don't know. It's weird.
Conspiracy! I'm telling you, conspiracy!
You never know.
I tell you, it's crazy. And I'll get into like the conspiracy. I'll get into that method when we talk about the as the White House turns. I showed Tracer. It's kind of a new development thing I'm doing with the as the White House turns, which I think you'll get a chuckle after it. So I think it's that time that we go on break. And then when we come back off of break, Tracer, what do you have for us?
Well, before we go on break, today is my dad's birthday and his twin brother.
Hold on.
Him and his twin brother. And so I wanted to wish Jerry Junker, my dad, a happy birthday. He's 81 today, and his brother is also 81 since they're twins. So I wanted to wish them both a happy birthday.
Nice. I love it. And, while we do that, while we're getting ready to like go on commercial and stuff, I'm going to do the best thing that we do here at MBR. And I'm going to get ready to download this video. And when we come back, we're going to embarrass your dad. I like that. I like that a little. So whatever you do, stay with us. Don't go away. You're listening to the show, the highlights, all the news stuff, and breaks it down for you so that you don't feel stupid. And we do. You're listening to Beyond the Headlines right here on the station that's giving our veterans a voice, MPR.
kind of man that I hate to meet. If he had money, then he wouldn't be poor. He wouldn't be stealing in our streets anymore. We need love and understanding. 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 Where do we go? What do we do? Where do we go? Now I'm telling you, yeah, we need more love and understanding.
The station where our veterans' voices are heard. MBR Talk.
Find us on the web at mbradio.us.
And we're back.
I don't know who that sound crew guy is, but he sucks. All right, let's go. We're back. You're listening to Beyond the Headlines here on the station that's let our voices, veterans' voices, be heard. MBR. You know, one of the reasons why MJ and Tracer created Beyond the Headlines is because there's a lot of people that they listen to the noise. They listen to the noise on social media, and I don't want to say they don't think for themselves, but the majority, you know, even Christians, even Christians, we tend to, you can't live on bread alone, but the word of God, and tons of us, we hear other people talk, and we take their opinions, and we take their views, and we take their translations, and we try to work it into our opinion, how we feel, how we were growing up. And that's one thing that Beyond the Headlines is noted for, is, we try to talk about all the things that are going on in today's world, and we try to put it in the middle. We don't want to lean to the left. We don't want to lean to the right. We want to put it straight in the middle, because honestly, we have people fighting against each other. Like this guy can really do anything, create policies, and this guy over here, he's upset because of this guy, and I'm true about my convictions. I'm willing to go to jail. Okay, well, you're going to be willing to go to jail for a Democrat or a Republican. Guess what? They don't know your name, and they're not going to bail you out. And the thing about it is, think about it as a kid, and I'm kind of running in to the segment of as the White House turns. That's what I'm trying to do here, Trace. I'm sorry. So there's something that you do want to talk about or say before we go into that. Tell me.
Go ahead. No, we're good.
My face. But we tend to ravel on and listen to everybody, what they think, and then we put our opinions on and stuff while we're slinging mud at each other, just kind of like NFL Sunday, I mean, the players don't care. The fans are sitting there yelling at each other, getting in a fight. Football players still getting paid, so they don't care. And it's the same thing with the politicians. Politicians, we're doing exactly what they want us to do, and they would rather us fight and bully each other on social media than show up in the chamber and ranger panties and a shirt that says "Veterans First." Me and Tracy talked about that last night, because I told her, what, that's what we need to do. We just need all get up. We just need to put our ranger panties on. I like saying ranger panties. Ranger panties on, and a shirt that says "Veteran First," and no weapons. We don't even need to say anything. We just need to walk in the chamber and lock arms and keep that door closed. They can't get out of that door until, hey, you know what? This government stuff, all this stuff, it's passed. And that's the reason why. And the reason why I bring this up is because, we didn't have a government shutdown until after 1976. So if we didn't have a government shutdown until after 1976, guess what, people? It's possible. It's very possible. And that's the reason why I bring up as the White House turns. And, the reason why I bring up the White House turns is as a comical way to explain what's happening during the government shutdown. So, ladies and gentlemen, as the White House turns.
I can't feel my fingers anymore. I lied. They're numb.
Ooh. Maybe you should wear these extra gloves. My hands are starting to get sweaty.
Extra gloves? You've had this pair of extra gloves this whole time?
Yeah, we're in the Rockies.
I'm going to kill you.
What?
I'm gonna kill you! I'm gonna kill you, Lloyd!
Calm down.
Right now, I'm gonna kill you!
Harry, you got that crazy look in your eye.
I know what I'm gonna do.
What are you doing?
I'm gonna do something I should have done a long time ago.
Ah! Don't do anything foolish, Harry!
What? Foolish? This isn't foolish. I'm gonna toss this damn curse right into that damn pond.
You're gonna do it! No! Harry!
Harry! Your hands are freezing! Harry!
Now, the reason why I bring this up, if you've ever seen the scene, and if you've never seen the scene, that's a perfect example of what's going on. Okay. So if you've ever seen that scene in Dumb and Dumber where Harry and Lloyd are riding the mini bike through the freezing mountains and they're both shivering, freezing to death. And then Lloyd turns around all calm and says, "Here, I have an extra pair of gloves." This whole time, Harry loses it. He's like, "You had 2 pairs of gloves this whole time?" And that is what's happening right now in Washington. The American people are out here freezing. Bills are high. The economy is uncertain. The government's about to shut down it's shut down. And both parties are standing there arguing while one side suddenly says, "Oh, yeah, well, we had a solution this whole time. We just didn't want to use it yet." Meanwhile, we're all sitting on the mini bike together, shaking in the cold, pissing ourselves, wondering if anybody's ever going to stop arguing long enough to turn the heat back on. Well, guess what, people? This is as the world turns, because as the world turns, it's the same thing as in life. The roommate and the rent check. You're not following? Listen closely. I'm going to give you kind of a little bit of an analogy. All right. So, all right, picture this. America is one big apartment and 2 roommates living there, the Democrats and the Republicans. Well, now rent's due at midnight, also known as the federal budget. And instead of just paying the bill and keeping the lights on, they're standing in the kitchen arguing. One says, "I'm not paying until you fix the healthcare plan." Okay. And the other fires back, "Fine. But until you stop blowing money like a kid in a candy store." Meanwhile, the lights, they flicker. The fridge stops humming, and the Wi-Fi buffering harder than YouTube's videos from 2006. Now, you're probably wondering, where's this going? Well, and there we are. The landlords, they're watching the couch. They're wondering why the power's out while both roommates keep ordering DoorDash on their credit card. Because somehow, no matter what happens, they still get fed. Interesting, right? Yeah, it's the same movie, just a different cast. Every time there's a funding deadline, the plot's the same, the tension's drama, finger pointing, cliffhanger, and then They fixed it in 5 minutes before the credit roll. We all know the story. Look at TikTok recently, right? It's like DC can't resist a sequel. Shut Down 2, The Reckoning, coming soon to a taxpayer near you. Closing reflection. Look, you're never going to change anybody's mind on Facebook, and you're doing exactly what they want you to do. They want you to fight with each other. They want you to get mad at each other. They want you to sit there and back the other person up that even if you got arrested today, they wouldn't bail you out for a DUI. And I don't care if you voted for them or not. They don't know your name. So I don't understand why so many people are sitting there like, you know, it happened with Harris. It happened with Biden. It's happening with Trump. You know, all these different people. Like, you're literally backing these people up that you don't know while tearing somebody else down that you don't know.
Right.
And the bad thing is the politicians, they want this. Look.
Well, it's a distraction because then it takes the pressure off of them.
Hey, I haven't heard shit about the Epstein files anymore. I haven't heard shit about really Israel. I haven't shit about Charlie Cook no more. That stuff didn't just disappear, people. That stuff is just over here while we're watching over here. Look, I'm not leaning left or right here, okay? I'm just saying when the lights go out, nobody sees red or blue. We all see black, don't we?
Yeah.
And until these two roommates learn how to split the rent like grown-ups, the rest of us will keep paying for the power bill, their takeout, and their bad decisions. So hang in there, America. The circus is still in town, and the clowns, well, they're still writing the script. So next time you get on Facebook and you want to bear at somebody or you want to ridicule someone, take my advice. You might get further in life if you take a picture of your food, or if you say, how about them Cowboys, or how about them Broncos?
Or how about them Dolphins?
Or how about them Dolphins, you know? Fact is, don't unfriend your friend because he believes something different.
Right.
And tear them down. Because ultimately, he might be just repeating some stuff somebody else said by verbatim, just so that he can make people think. Because I honestly think in today's society, there's a lot of people, I don't think it's that they want attention. I think that people want to be that person that inspires people. They want to be that person that inspires change. Ultimately, and that's the reason why we have so many hosts here at the station. Everybody wants to make an impact. They really do. They really want to make an impact. Because when you make an impact, guess what? You feel like you have a purpose.
Right.
Feel like you have a purpose. You feel like you're on top of the world. So instead of yelling at people about the politics and how they think and how they feel, you know what? Embrace a friend. Be a friend. Go to somebody, tell them, hey, you know what? Just like I was telling Tracer yesterday, she's doing an amazing job. An amazing job. And it's not just Tracer. We have so many hosts on here that is doing an amazing job. You know, none of these guys get paid. But yet, they still show up consistently every day, every week, and they're still doing shit for MBR. Look at other internet radio stations. They're not doing it as consistent as these guys. These guys, they have passion. These guys, it's not about clout. It's not about views. It's not about likes. They just want to help veterans. Yes. That's all they want to do. So if you haven't, please do go to our website. We have it there. We have it on Facebook page. We've got like 6 fundraisers, right? We have Reefs Across America.
Yes.
We have Die Tired, the shirts. Awesome collaboration. You know, wrestling is done, but guess what? Battleground Pro Wrestling, the next event is November 29th. If you haven't been out there, come out there. I guarantee you, I tell you what, if you come to Battleground Pro Wrestling and you tell anybody at the desk that you heard about them through MBR and that you're a veteran, damn it, I will pay for you. Come in free. I don't care. If it's 50, 60, 70 people, I might lose my wife, but I don't care. You come, we'll get you in there, all right? I don't want any veteran to ever go without a day of, feeling like he's belonging to somebody or feeling that, you know what? I'm gonna show up and I'm gonna help another veteran so that they don't feel a shitty way that I feel. And I always make sure you get fed. Always make sure. Might be Jersey Mike's or Dunkin' Donuts, but hey, you're gonna get fed. So with that being said, that is my segment of as the White House turns. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And back to you, Trace.
Well, I think we're going to take a quick break. And that song before was by Blue Mountain Tribe, and they are a Native American blues band, and they are coming out with a rock album sometime in a month or so. So be listening for new music from them. I think they are really making things happen. So check them out. And this next artist is a friend of mine, Joe Muse, and the song is called Spinnin'. Here we go.
Yeah.
And I haven't had much time. Crazy, it gets me the more you're on my mind. Thought of you and the things you do got me spinning.
The station where our veterans' voices are heard. MBR Talk.
Hey, thanks for supporting our channel by watching and listening.
Find us on the web at mbradio.us.
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. And before we forget, we have a special treat for Mr. Tracer. Yes, indeed, ladies and gentlemen, it is the duck, the chicken. I don't know what the hell it is.
The chicken.
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday, Dad.
There you go. All right, there we go. Now we just embarrass you with 10.2 million people. Congratulations. Anyway, so with that being said,
Nice.
all right, Tracer, what do you got for us? What is our lasting story of the day? You saved the best for last, I'm sure.
Well, so I was listening to Max Dunton. I don't know if anybody else knows who he is, but he's a motivational speaker, but he's also a Marine. And he's a recruiter, I think, still to this day. He may be in some other roles now, but he's really good at motivating young men and women and really getting them to understand, what it takes to be successful and what it takes to get out of the day-to-day, out of the neighborhood where you're not going to be successful, maybe where your chances are limited, and how, because he came from that same type of neighborhood, and he said, his only option was basically the service. And so he became a Marine, and he's never regretted it for a day because, he got himself to a good place. So now he influences and motivates others. And so lately on his Instagram, he has been posting videos about people acting really poorly and really discussing, what's going on with society and why people are being allowed or are actually acting this way or doing these things they're doing. And one of the things he was talking about relates directly to food stamps or SNAP not being approved for November, because Trump has said that he's not going to fund any food stamps or any SNAP benefits for, anybody in November if there's no budget approved. So Max had posted this video about this woman just going off, just going crazy, saying, if my food stamps aren't approved, I am going to go to the Walmart like I always do. I'm going to get everything I normally get, and then I'm going to walk out with them. And I just dare somebody to stop me from doing it. And she was just adamant that she deserved this. This was hers. And if the benefit wasn't going to be provided to her, she was just going to take what was hers. And so Max really put it in perspective. He said, well, most of us, if we want to buy something, we go get a job. And there was Marines written on the wall of the room he was in, and he pointed up to it and he said, we're hiring. We're hiring. So, if you, most of us, if we want food, we want things that, are nice to have, we work for them. So we, the Marines, we're hiring. So come on. Right. So he was just kind of putting it in perspective. He's like, well, how do people feel entitled to something, when most of us, generally speaking, if we're able-bodied and can, we work or we provide our own funding for the things we want, instead of depending upon something else. And then if you don't get what you want, you just take it, or you say you're going to take it. So that kind of mentality is kind of scary. If, what if everyone felt that way? And what if everyone across the US, because the benefits won't be approved, acted that way? And then the National Guard and whoever else is really going to be needed, because we're going to have a lot of lawlessness, and it's a little bit scary to think about.
Well, and it's the truth. And whenever somebody comes to me and tells me that they need a job, I tell them, hey, look, I've came out of the ranks of the military not having a job completely at all, and you know what I did? Everybody has a dog. Okay, you can go pick up dog poop. It's real easy. All you need is a Walmart bag and a trash bag, and you can make $50 an hour. usually dogs aren't, normally people don't wait, a whole year and then, oh, come pick up all this poop. I do that, but that's just me. But there's some people out there that, they do keep track of that, and it's too easy. If you don't have a job, that's what you can do. You can go pick up dog poop. Everybody has something. Everybody has something that they need done at the house. Everybody,
True.
you know, and it's a lot different than somebody coming up to your house. Hey, you need a roof inspection? You need a roof inspection? No, if I have a kid that comes up to my house and says, "Hey, do you need your lawn mowed?" Guess what? I don't care if my lawn's already been mowed. I'm like, yeah, sure, dude. Just go over it. Because hell, at least he's trying. At least he's attempting.
Right.
I have more respect for somebody that was trying to sell roses or bottled water on the side of the road rather than just having a damn sign that says, "Help me, and give me money." Dude, do something. At least dance. Twirl that sign like the Little Caesar guy. It's not that hard. Put some entertainment into it. Um, but it's exactly right. And when I hear people griping about the military, oh, I don't think they deserve 10%, or I don't think they just gripe. It's exactly the same story every time. Guess what? That recruiter station, it's open to everybody. It's open to everybody. Now,
Yeah.
you went into the military and you couldn't pass, and you couldn't join. Okay, you get a freebie. You get a free pass.
Right.
Well,
Sure.
those are the kind of people that we do need to take care of. Those are the kind of people. But don't sit there and rely on your buddy to to pull on, keep on tug rope. People need help, and people don't want to be overwhelmed. And right now, people are overwhelmed. So if you can't find that friend, be that friend. I guess that's the majority. But I totally agree with them. That recruiter's open 24/7. Recruiter's open 24/7, and unfortunately, I think we live in a society where it's not that people can't find jobs; it's people don't want to do the jobs that's out there because they think that it's beneath them, or they think that they can do something better. But guess what? Me and Tracer, we can assure you that it's a lot easier finding a job when you have a job in the first place.
True. And, every job you take is a learning experience. So even if it's not what you want in the short go or the long go, just taking that experience and learning from that job, or learning from the things that you do, or learning from people around you is, well worth it anyway. And then you get to your next assignment, your next job, and then you've got all this other skill sets that you've learned on this job, and you can take it to the next. I mean, really, each thing should build on the next, and it shouldn't be where you feel like you're too big for it, or you're not, that's not what you think you deserve.
Right.
Sometimes we need to take what's offered to us,
Right.
and then we
Gotta
get to
start
go to the
somewhere.
next step.
Yeah, you gotta start somewhere. You gotta start to finish. Amber Dietz is in the house. Welcome,
Woo-hoo.
Amber. Thank you for joining us.
And Grizz and MJ.
On behalf of, I just want to throw this out there because I feel very strongly. On behalf of everybody here at MBR, we're family here, and we have a loved one that is going through surgery tomorrow. And we want to let him know that not only are we behind him 100% of the way, but our thoughts and our prayers are with you, Charles. You have done so much and made such an impact on this organization and the people among this organization.
Yeah.
And it's not said enough. And, before you go through that trial, before you go through that tribulation tomorrow, because, right now he's going through that trial and tribulation. I know he is. The unknown. We want you to know that we appreciate you. We love you. And we really, really, really are there for you 100% step of the time. And you've made an impact on my life. You've made an impact on a lot of people's lives, and in the words of Ray Boltz, thank you for giving to the Lord. Thank you for giving to the Lord. So with that being said, I'll quit being a crybaby, and I will let you continue to do the next news flash.
Well, really, that's what I think I've got. But so what we did want to talk about is we did a press release for our Die Tired collaboration T-shirt, and
Oh yeah.
So the sales are actually open through this Friday. So we want to get the word out that you got to order quickly, and you got to get your MBR Die Tired shirt. And really, you're supporting two organizations. You're supporting a band that really cares about mental health, and a lot of their lyrics, a lot of their songs all relate back to the mental health aspect of relationships, of life, of just daily living. So we really love to support them here on this platform, and we play their music a lot. You may have heard a lot of Die Tired songs, and that's why, because we feel like the partnership and their mission set is a lot the same as ours, because we're dealing with rehabilitation for veterans. We're trying to provide a community that helps mental health and kind of gets somebody back into a community where you're understood, where where a person can have an impact in a community because of their experience, helping somebody else come out of some kind of maybe some mental struggle that they've got going on. So, we really are excited about this project and about this collaboration because our mission sets are similar, and we really appreciate what they do. And I know that they appreciate our support for what they do.
The number one thing that I love about Die Tired is that they reciprocate. We support them, they support us. I mean, I'd do anything for Die Tired. I love them to death, and they're not ego driven. They do so much for the veterans and for the station, and they don't have to. That's the key thing. They don't have to. So I love Die Tired. It was funny because Farron was asking about an interview. I'm like, well, shit, I sent the shirts already. I haven't even got an interview yet.
I know, right?
It's gonna come. It's gonna come. But check out their music. I love their Forever Follow. I love
Fall
their
Forever.
I love that song. It's amazing. It's great. And the key aspect of this shirt that we're doing the fundraising, like it's a big thing for me because I'm a failed suicide. Everybody knows that. I'm a failed suicide, and one thing that helps me, and that's why I have this duck right here. I know it's so stupid. I know it does. It looks so stupid, but you know what that duck does? It shows me every single day, not only a smile, but no matter how bad it gets, you can weather the storm. And I think we tend to forget that. We tend to forget that. We get lost. We get lost in our problems. We get lost in the worry, and sometimes it takes a battle buddy to kind of, hey, it's gonna be okay. We got this, Tracer's my battle buddy. We talk every single day. I swear one of these days she's just gonna get annoyed with me. I've been married for 15 years. I'm not funny. My wife already told me I'm not funny. I'm annoying now. It used to be funny. No, it's not funny anymore. Now I'm just annoying. So that happens after 5 years, So, thank you, Die Tired. Thank you for everything that you do. And and I tell you what, we have our next guy that's coming up, Josh McCabe. He has an amazing show planned, and he just told us that he's gonna be like a speaker. A speaker at like a dinner or some shit. And I told him, I'm like, dude, look, remember
at the VFW, yeah.
Yes. And I told him, remember, the best speakers speak for less than 5 minutes. I always make that joke. Hey, I know everybody's here for the free lunch, so I'm not going to keep your time. I know how it is. Nobody wants to hear important, a big ramble session.
So we got to go so he can come on.
Yep. So we got to go. So, Tracer, thank you so much for tonight. Everybody, we know you have a choice of who you listen to every Monday. We want to say thank you for listening.
Thank you.
Thank you for supporting us. And go buy a shirt or a reef. Or don't. It's up to you. We don't care. Yeah. I wonder if doing the Justin Dangerly will help us in this process. I don't know.
I don't know, but we got to go.
We got to go. So.
Justice Jackson, they captured Herman Goring alive.
Tell me about him.
He's the face of the Nazis. I'm going to put Goering on trial.
Never escapes the hangman's noose. Very sure of yourself.
No man has ever beaten me.
Goering has to fall.
You don't just have to win, you have to be flawless.
You're walking into a trap.
Knowing what we know now, would you still follow Adolf Hitler? Nuremberg, rated PG-13, opens November 7th, only in theaters.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to Military Broadcast Radio. As we wrap up today's show, we want to remind you that the podcast of today's episode will be available right after we go off the air. So if you missed any part of the show or want to listen again, be sure to check it out. And remember, we're here to support and honor our veterans. Your stories and experiences matter, and we are committed to giving you a platform to share them. That's right. We're here to give our veterans a voice. So don't forget to catch the podcast and stay connected with us. Giving our veterans a voice.